I'm Lloyd from Bumstead Bicycles, and we're here in Ontario, California, and our main brand is Trek Bicycles. And we just set up a bike the other day that I thought, especially if you haven't been in a bike shop in a long time, you know, maybe you thought you couldn't afford a local bike shop bike, you've always bought them at the department stores, you know, the Walmarts, the Targets, those kind of things. Here's an entry-level bike from Trek that it is in their, what's called their Marlin line of bikes, and it's entry level. It is considered a mountain bike, but hardcore mountain bikers would probably put their nose up and go, that's not good enough to be a mountain bike. But again, entry level means you're not a hardcore mountain biker. You just want a bike that you can ride around, have some fun, and so that's who this bike is going after. It's not going after the guy that hits the trails and tearing them up kind of thing. But if you haven't owned a mountain bike in years, or you've been thinking about getting one, and you know, you're walking through the department stores and you're seeing $300-400 bikes, and you're going, wow, bikes have gotten expensive. Again, this is a step up from that. You're going to be under $6. It's going to depend on the dealer and where you are. I know on Trek's website, I think they advertise them at $579. I normally don't give prices on my videos because, again, it could be different where you're living. But just to give you a reference, it is under $600 in most places. So let's kind of talk about the bike a little bit. Again, the reason I would urge you to go to a bike shop over department stores and get something like this is, we can sit here and talk about all the spec and what it has, but let's start with, it's going to be assembled by a qualified mechanic. The ones at the department store, they just pay a service to assemble them as quickly as possible. There's no quality to that. And bikes, like everything in our lives, mechanically and electronically, have gotten way more complicated. And so, you know, a guy with a screwdriver and a crescent wrench is not gonna fly on something like this. So that said, let's talk about the bike a little bit. So they're aluminum frame, internally routed cables, which used to be the cables all ran externally on the frame. They're now routing the cables through the frame. Couple advantages. One, visually, just looks nice. But if you do ride in the dirt, maintenance-wise, it keeps things a little cleaner. Where they do expose it, then it's easy to get to from a mechanic standpoint. But maintenance-wise, it's just a lot better. It's protected, hidden. Good way to go. Down here, we all know Shimano. It's a Shimano tourney derailleur. Not their best of derailleurs, but again, it's a brand name, it's good. You have 7 gears in the back. Again, they didn't skimp and use a no-name freewheel. They do use Shimano. So reliable. If this gets banged or beat up or isn't working well, shop will probably recommend you go to a next level up in rear derailleur. Again, easily switched out. These bikes, since we're back at the rear wheel, show you wheels. On the 2 smaller frames, they will use a 27.5 wheel. Larger frames, they'll use a 29. Mountain bike tread. A lot of my customers will ride this on the street because it is durable, comfortable to ride. The bigger tires, they just feel more stable and in control even if they're not in the dirt. But if you go camping or there's some light paths or dirt roads or trails in your area, then this tire will grip really well and do well. At the crank assembly, you have 2 sprockets in the front, so you got a low range and a high range in conjunction with your 7 in the back. A lot of the higher end bikes are going to a single in the front. With only 7 in the back, it helps to have 2 sprockets there. Some basic pedals. Does have front shocks. Again, a lot of the hardcore mountain bikers will say that's not a very good shock. Again, light riding, it does work, not much of adjustment to it. But again, we're at an entry-level bike. you just want to get out there and pedal, have some fun, have a shock that'll at least take up some of the bumps, it does that very well. Probably, I was confused in Trek's spec on their website. It lists hydraulic and cable actuated brakes. So far, the ones we've gotten in all have a hydraulic disc brake. This company, Rush, pretty impressed. It is hydraulic brakes, nice 2-finger lever, everything's clean, good looking from the mechanic in me, easy to get to, bleed ports, brake pads that Shimano and a bunch of companies use, so it'd be real easy to get replacement brake pads on that caliper. I think it's going to be a good company, good quality hydraulic brake. If you haven't ridden a bike in years and everything you've exposed to were rim brakes, you will be amazed by the hydraulic disc brakes. They just work amazing. Even little touches, more of an ergonomic grip, which helps for the palm of your hand, just more comfortable. Again, Shimano shifting system. If you, again, haven't ridden a bike in a while, it's with your thumb, every click that you push, it's gonna get easier to pedal. Here, index finger, every click the other way gets harder. Little indicator showing you the gears that you're in. Just a nice all around, again, beginner, entry-level bike. Can't stress that, you know, worth the extra bit of money, honestly, for the expertise of the shop. Also, this bike comes in 5 or 6 different sizes. You go to a department store, traditionally it's one size fits all. Humans aren't one size fits all. For the bike to be enjoyable to ride, you want it to fit properly. The shop will help you with that. They will help you with adjustments, questions, how to adjust the seat, how the brakes work, how the gears work. You're just gonna get so much information by going to a bike shop that it's well worth the added expense. My biggest complaint on someone, if they buy a department store bike, we repair bikes all day long. The community I'm in, I wouldn't consider this high income community. Never belittle somebody that they bought a department store bike. My biggest complaint is I want people to ride, and if somebody buys that bike and it's a bad fit and a bad assembly and nothing goes well, then we've lost them. They don't want to ride bikes. Oh, no, I tried that. I don't like that. So that would be my only complaint. The biggest complaint is that then we lose people to riding bikes. I love riding bikes. I want everybody to ride bikes. So go check out a bike shop. It will help in your riding experience. And if you stayed with the video this long, you know, do the like and subscribe. It really helps. And I hope that this was enjoyable and gave you some information on getting a bike. Thanks for listening.